Okay, so LGBTQ week 4. Start with the L. This weird little puck. However, you bring in the classic Space Marine that I posted on Monday. And he's now fully based. And ready to serve as Emperor. I think this doesn't really warrant its own video, its own full video, so showing it off just here real quick makes sense. So there is the L. Now for the G. This is one Naboto, 3 sets of axis joints, and a Gobot blaster set. There's bits and pieces of, and the gliding armor included, standard and modern Naboto releases. Now there's bits and pieces of the base figure all over the place. Obviously the hands, the hands. That wasn't much of a statement, but anyway, the hands are the hands. The armor ends up in roughly the same places. Torso armor ends up where it should be. Torso is still where you'd expect. The head is where you'd expect. The belt is where you'd expect, and the feet are on the gun, as are the original backpack. That there isn't really space for anymore. Articulation then, full range at the shoulders and elbows. There's a natural joint that gives him surprisingly good range. Now the gun is heavy enough that he has trouble holding it outside of certain poses, but I reckon I can get him standing with it. Yep. The legs then are axis joints going into all kinds of other stuff, basically. And yeah, there's the original thighs as part of the hip armor. I mean, yeah, I wanted to show this guy off just because I really dig him. And I found him while looking for something else I was planning on covering in this video, but he takes priority. So, one neat build is the G for this week. B, let's bring in an unusually large core and take a look at my first Decker. Now, the whole Decker thing was a gimmick from the original line. I don't know what purpose it served there. I don't know what purpose it serves here. All I know is that look at the paint apps. They're crisp as hell. Make sure ignore the little bits of yellow that seem to be intruding on there. But you know, aside from that, so let's go through the joints. This is damn fine paintwork. I like that they've done this with Evolutions, giving like more kind of faction-specific deco. So, let's see. I'm not going to roll this one out because it's bloody huge. But it does a drop and pop surprisingly well, with a nice big plunk. Comes with this core of his own face. As you can see, it's the same as regular sized Hydrus, but much bigger. If you've been smart, I'd have grabbed one of the other Hydruses from my collection to compare, but I didn't think to do that. Let's just close him up. Do the old close-up drop and pop. Bam! And there we have the B. For the T, hang on. Let's try that again. There we go. We have Ice Pick and Sergeant Mayhem. Yeah, this guy is one of the few Decepticons released as part of the Human Alliance Scout class range from Dark of the Moon, which I quite like, I'll be honest. Taking a look at Sergeant Chaos first. I mean, yeah, he's just a simple little guy. Yeah, got universal joints at the shoulders. Please, autofocus. Focus, thank you. Yeah, universal joint at the shoulder. Swivel at the wrist. Nothing at the waist. Swivel at the head. Universal at the hips, pegged up into it. double swivel at the knee, and nothing else. But, you know, it's about all the articulation you need. It's just, the one downside with this line is they do tend to have a hard time standing. Hold on. There's a solution to this. There we go. So, ice pick then. These two weapons, just pop them off, set them to the side. Come to the side, pull out an entire leg, complete with a rather fashionable high heel, and do the same on the other side. I will say this guy does also have a weapon mode. It looks dumb, so I'm not going to be doing it. Pull this apart, split these, and that gives you the arms. Fold up the skis to get the shoulders, and swivel the arms into place. On this side, take the extra panel and just fold it around to the back and forget it exists. So, speaking of the back, fold down the front bit here and forget how everything pegs together. Good job, me. Okay, hold on. Fold up the head, which doesn't go anywhere. Yep, there we go. That part splits further than I remembered. So, bring down the hips. Fold up, question mark. This part of the backpack. Oh yeah, there we go. That also locks into there. And then split the tread. Oop. Wait, do you fold it up for this mode? So the context for the other mode, this folds up like that and becomes a chainsaw, which, you know, fair game. Ah, there we go. For robot mode, however, it kind of condenses down like that. Stand them up. And yeah, you end up with a oddly proportioned, rather wide Decepticlad. Aesthetically speaking, fits in pretty well with the movie line, I'd say. And more importantly, brings an actual splash of colour to it. Seems the Decepticons have precious little in the way of colours that aren't just grey. So, for the weapons then, that's the shortcoming of this set basically. You can, if you want, click them on. Can you click them on there? No, his dick fell off. Okay. No fun allowed. I think you can clip them onto the handlebars. I'll use the old 3mm clip system, so it's a case of remembering what's actually 3mm and what it looks like it is. And yeah, you can put his weapons onto there. Which looks... could be worse. Could be worse. The downside is there's nobody in to actually hold them, as the closest clip to the hand is a weird distance away from it still. And the best you can do is kind of this. Or if you prefer, just trying it with the other arm, or it also doesn't really integrate very well. Maybe there's something this way around where I could do this. Nah, basically, no matter what you do with these, they're going to look a little bit awkward, which is why I generally leave them off to the side. Now, in this mode, carrying Sergeant Mayhem from the back of a giant lion. Yeah, there isn't really a whole lot that he can do to interact. That's kind of the shortcoming of this line. Not all of them have somewhere meaningful for the human to go when they're in robot mode. However, the head sculpt on this guy, it's pretty cool. It's like a lot more ninja than the rest of him would suggest. He's just a beefcake of a guy who wants to be stealthy. This mold was available in black. I've been trying to track down that version for a while, to no avail. It was part of a 2-pack. The other thing from that pack is much easier to obtain for some reason, and in my opinion, not as good. Oop. So let's just get everyone split apart. Let's get everything into shot here. Adjust the camera up to account for weapon height and stuff like that. So, that is the L, the G, the B, and the T for this week. Now for the Q, Queen Anne's Revenge. It's a fucking good boat. I don't know what to tell you. Started out on a slavish ship. Blackbeard's decided that no, we're not going to be doing. I'm not having any of that on my boat. And just filled it full of guns. And, you know, we can respect that. Blackbeard, of course, recently appeared in the HBO Go, I think, show Our Flag Means Death, which is bloody brilliant. Cannot recommend that enough. Very glad it got a second season. Very excited for that to come out. And yeah, that seems like a natural place to end this. So, see you guys next week for the last of these, whatever the fuck this is.